Ahora es que me la da, voy a ver mover, es que me la da, voy a ver mover, es que me la da, voy a ver mover, es que me la da, voy a ver mover.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Oh, what it do, YouTube? This is your guy Hector, back with another hot stove report, or as I put in the title of the video, the evil empire is back. Always, I am hanging out with my compadres, my guy El Don Sicario, El Numero Uno Ruben, and we are in the building, fellas. How you doing?
Yeah, what up?
Nice,
What up, y'all?
nice.
How are you guys doing?
I'm feeling good, bro, because from the last time we talked, right, we got some good news, right? Juan Soto signed with the New York Yankees, and the New York Yankees met yesterday with our guy, future Yankee Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and I'm feeling good, bro, right? I know a lot of people may be saying I'm feeling myself and I'm a bit too ahead of there. But listen, when it comes to the Yankees meeting with Yamamoto, I have a good feeling about this. Don Sicario, how you feeling? And let's throw it over to Ruben. And also, we already got 40 people in the building, so you already know what to do. Smack that like button. And if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. We are almost at our goal of 2,000 subscribers before the year is over. We are sitting on 1879. Don Sicario, tell the people how you're feeling.
Son, I'm feeling good. Juan Soto, finally. For all of you that have been following us for a minute and don't know who I am, I'm Don Sicario. If you haven't seen none of my videos, I've been wanting Soto for a minute now, and we finally got him. It's only 1 year, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to be focusing on the season that we have in front of us, the 2024 season. I'm excited. And the fact that we might actually get Yamamoto on top of getting Juan Soto, Poppy, I'm good. We got King Dougie. We got the GOAT, Juan Soto. And we might have one Yamamoto. So I'm excited, Ruben. ¿Qué tú crees?
Dale, bye.
Bro, I am super excited with Soto, bro. Like it feels like things are finally correcting themselves. Like after all the players we passed up on, I don't want to rehash all the names, but it just feels right, bro. It feels like okay, we finally got the lefty bat, the big bat that we've been looking for to pair up with Aaron Judge. Stanton, I know you exist, but you've been down a little bit. But we needed that lefty bat to complement Judge, and it just feels nice to potentially have probably the best lefty righty duo in the MLB. So I'm excited, bro.
It's been a long time since the Yankees had this type of 1-2 punch in their lineup. If you look back on the different Yankee lineups over the past 50 or 60 years, you can say the punch of Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. The next thing close to that is Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. If you look at the roster over the past 50 years, Thurman Munson and Reggie Jackson as well in the lineup. But when it comes to pure raw power, it has to be Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle. But before we continue, I want to shout out the chat. Shout out to all you cool fellas in the building. Salute. We got 53 people in the building. Smack that like button. Edwin, I do understand Yamamoto is still meeting with other teams, but I could get ahead of myself a little bit. I could feel a little bit out there. I'm sipping on a little Brugau in my cup. I had a bagel with butter. I have some gluten in my system. I'm feeling like $1,000,000 right now. Like our guys Fireside Yankees reported, make sure you guys go follow them on Twitter. They said, I'm so happy the Yankees landed Juan Soto and they dodged Cody Bellinger's contract. That contract just screams regression. Soto is a premium all-star who's never had an on-base percentage below 400. We know how great he is, and thank God he is a Yankee. And the New York Yankees, they showed off their shiny toy today. They had a Zoom meeting, somewhat like, a little fake press conference with Juan Soto, who was down in Miami hanging out with some family and with the rest of the media. You guys saw it? Don Sicario and Ruben, were you able to catch it? What's your thoughts on it? Ruben, I throw it over to you. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Michael Caputo, L.I. Yankee King, my guy Adam the Villas in the building.
Salute.
Jonathan's in the building. Mi hermano de la isla, Anthony Medina. Salute. Also, I want to tell people, I know some of you guys ordered or pre-ordered your merch that from our shop or whatever. We was having issues with our drop ship company. We are correcting those issues, and we will be sending out your merch. We will be sending you something extra just for having to wait. I do apologize. We got to take the blame for that, but we had an issue with the company that was doing drop shipping for us. We had to find a new company. We found our new company, so the merch should be out over the next couple of weeks or over the next week, and I do apologize. And like I said, you will be getting something extra in the mail, whether it's with your package or after your package. But go ahead, Ruben. Let the people know how you felt about the little Zoom conference.
I mean, it was weird that it was on Zoom. I will say that, given how big the acquisition is. But at the same time, I loved how comfortable he was already. Like just answering the questions. Like he you can tell he's ready to go. He's like, yeah, like I'm more than excited to be a Yankee. And they asked him the question about extending and all that stuff, and he said they know where to call. So he's basically saying, look, I'll stay. I'll stay. So his thing is, he's definitely a Yankee, and every time he comes here, he's always performed well. Like I think they said in 28 at bats, he's had 4 home runs and
261 batting average, and I think OPS over 1200.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
His numbers are ridiculous in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, so that right there to me, and what I liked about one of the questions they also asked him is they said with the short porch and everything, like how do you expect to go with your approach? And I love that he said, I'm gonna keep it the same. Because that right there is to me like what we need. Guys that are set into making sure they're complete hitters and not just be a dead pull hitter. And I know that like left center can be pretty far, but he's hit it out there with no issue in Yankee Stadium before. So to me, I'm not worried about it. Like I think if anything, he'll adjust also to the ballpark as time goes on, where like he'll know when to pull the ball. So I'm like maybe you might see a slight tiny bit of an increase of pulling, but I love the fact that he wants to hit everywhere, and hopefully he can be in being in a ballpark like this. He could be like a Robinson Cano, just with more walks. You know what I mean? Where like you like hits it the other way into the gap and gets about 40 doubles. Like you never know. Maybe this is the kind of ballpark that might improve his doubles. Because he's never been a huge doubles guy. He's hit 30 plus, but he's never gotten to 40. So I'll take 46 doubles, 42 doubles in 32 home runs. And if that means that he's in 310, 320. So I'm excited by his answers and everything, man.
And left center field in Yankee Stadium, they like to call that Death Valley. But like you said, Ruben, and if he is shooting that to that part of the ballpark where normally his power is, he already has an opposite field home run towards that way in Yankee Stadium. But if he could shoot him on a liner, those are automatic doubles right there, maybe even triples, depending on who they have in the outfield defending that man. But go ahead, Don Sicario. Let the folks know how you felt about that press conference today. And again, we got 74 people in the building. So if you guys can smack that like button for your boys. And like I said, if this is your first time tuning into the Morning Brew Sports, hit that subscribe button. We have a Yankee show. We got a Knicks show. And on our Knicks show, we got our friend Jerry Ferrara, who is famous from Entourage and from the Power Universe as one of our co-hosts every Wednesday. But go ahead, Don Sicario.
Speaking of shiny new toys, I love how Juan Soto says when he found out about the trade, he was playing Nintendo, right? He was playing with his boys, you
Facts.
know. He was playing Nintendo with his boys, and then he got the news, and I like how he said it. He's like, at first I was a little bit sad, because he created relationships with those people over there, not only the players but the staff of the stadium and whatnot. But then he goes on to say, like, I was going from one team with the potential of being World Series contenders to another one. So he was like, I kind of got in layman terms. He's like, I got over it quick because he's like, all right, I'm going to the Yankees. You feel me? Like it's from one monster to another monster. Hopefully our monster's a little bit more, it's gonna smack harder. We'll probably make the World Series. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you guys already know.
Get ahead of yourself, Don Sicario. That's what this stream
I'm not gonna
is
say it,
for.
but
we feeling nice.
I'm not saying we favorites, but in my book we favorites. So, but anyways, but yeah, man, I like the way he conducted himself in the press conference. I mean, the Zoom. That's quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
He's such a Yankee. Like he has that demeanor that's calm. You smile, do what you got to take care of business. You can see him up there with Judge, along the side of Judge and Cole, and taking all of these tough questions and answering them the way the Yankees would like the answers. And he explained himself like good, like if the questions about extending would come up, how he what's his answer for that? He said, you know who to call, who you need to talk to. Like he seems happy here. Obviously, his main priority right now this year is going to be just getting to know everybody, getting comfortable, getting situated. The same way he kind of did with San Diego. It took him some time to kind of get situated, but I think it's going to be different in New York because in New York, that's Dominican. That's La República Dominicana in New York. 2.0. He's going to feel more comfortable, and he got a lot of family in New York.
Yeah.
So what I'm so excited about this year is this is his contract year. We're gonna get a hungry Juan Soto in Yankee Stadium, son. Like, so I think he's gonna be balling out. I thought the Zoom went really well. I think the brass is gonna be happy with the way he handled himself. He seems like he's gonna fit in.
I got a couple super chats real quick, Don Sicario. I throw it back to you. But my guy Yankee Frankie with the $2 super chat. What do you think the Yankees do next after Moto? I guess he's saying Yamamoto. We'll get to that, Yankee Frankie. So I'll save your super chat. And when we bring up Yamamoto, after we bring up Yamamoto, I'll definitely highlight that one again. But my guy Tyler Tabbitt with the $5 super chat. Soto is great, but the job is not yet finished. Get Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and I definitely 100% agree. That's why I said yesterday in the video that I dropped, when it comes to both Yamamoto and Juan Soto, I'm just talking about Juan Soto for a second. And before I do that, my brother from NYY Underground, Mr. Pete Seminetti is in the building. You handsome son of a bitch, you. How you doing, Pete? I hope all is well. Salute to my guy, Pete Seminetti, who was live during the Juan Soto press conference, and I know he will be live if there's any rumbles when it comes to Yamamoto potentially signing with the Yankees. So make sure you guys are subscribed to NYY Underground. And if you want, the link to the channel is in the description. Make sure you click that link. Make sure you go subscribe over there. And I think we're sitting on 32 likes at the moment. Let me just refresh this and double check. We are sitting on 42 likes. We got 75 people in the building. Let's run it up. Let's run it up to 70 on the likes. And like I said, if you're watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. But for me, and smacky the likey. But for me, when it comes to Yamamoto and the press conference, when the reporters at the end, the Spanish reporters were asking Juan Soto, and shout out to those guys, they asked amazing questions. Shout out to Brian Hoke as well, who I had the pleasure on interviewing. That video is in the channel. Make sure you guys go watch that. But for me, when the guy asked him, how was it to put on that Yankee hat for the first time, and when he asked him that, you saw the smile on his face. He probably wasn't expecting anybody to ask him that, but the smile that lit up on his face, it goes to show you that, yes, he may be here on a one-year deal. People may be trying to throw it out there that it's just a reno. Shout out to my guys from Cashing Out NYC. Salute. But you can see the joy on his face, how happy he is that he's playing in New York. He's playing in the mecca of baseball, which is Yankee Stadium, alongside Aaron Judge, and this tradition that the New York Yankees have. Like I said, when you look at this roster, when you look at Yankees roster over the past 50 years, 60 years, the last time the Yankees had this type of dynamic punch in the lineup with Juan Soto and with Aaron Judge, it was when Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle was batting 3 and 4 in that lineup, chasing that Babe Ruth record. That was the last time the Yankees had this much power in the lineup. Now you got Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. I know the job is not yet done. You guys saw the San Francisco Giants. They signed Jung Ho Lee to a 4-year deal. Finally, somebody took the money from the San Francisco Giants because nobody wanted to take their money. But no, when it comes to Juan Soto, yes, it was weird seeing the Zoom press conference or the Zoomer conference, as you want to say. But I think whenever the news comes out with Yamamoto, knock on wood, if the Yankees sign him or when the Yankees sign him, I think they'll have a bigger press conference introducing both of them at Yankee Stadium. What's your thoughts on that before we switch gears to Yamamoto, Ruben?
Sorry, I was thinking about what I was gonna say on there, but when it comes to yeah, I was. I ain't gonna lie. But when it comes to real quick on the Giants, I did want to say this. They went from becoming the San Francisco Gallows, where they're striking out left and right on free agents, to now finally becoming the San Francisco Giants again with getting a contact bat. So congratulations on the Giants.
They did something cute.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I hope it goes well because shoot, that he's getting almost $20 million a year. So, but nah, man, I'm just excited when it comes to just having Soto just do his thing, bro. We need him to have a huge year. We need this roster in its entirety just be ready to play, bro. We need guys to be ready to play, be healthy, and just really show out this year. And I'm excited because we also get to see. I think we're gonna probably see some of the most motivated baseball out of these players because you got a lot of guys with some pedigree who they're embarrassed. You got Stanton embarrassed. He's like, man, 2 years of this.
Yeah.
And same thing with Rizzo. After getting the concussion and everything, just when he was finally having his best year since 2019. And freaking Tatis is behind caused us to lose Rizzo for the rest of the year.
Causing trouble.
So
when you eat all that mango, that's what happens. You got a bunch of snails back there. That's what happened.
That's
all that shonen shit. That's what that is. Go ahead.
Yeah, for real, bro. No, hey, with the mango to the golpe, all of it, bro. But no, I just can't. I can't even I'm ready for this season to start now. I'm just can we get free agency done and over with? I was telling Don earlier, this offseason just needs to get done. Make our moves. I don't want us to be sitting in January still wondering, man, we need one more big acquisition. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we better take care of business right before Christmas and get it wrapped up and let's get ready for the season.
Yeah, get that early Christmas present. The Yankees, they're going to be doing a fundraiser, giving out gifts. Also, if you guys can, December 16th, this Saturday, I will be in Woodbridge, New Jersey with my guy Nathan Ramachandra, and the legendary Bernie Williams will be there as well. They'll have a different outlets there. I think my guy from the Bronx Zoo, Jake, is going to be there. So you guys, if you want to tune in, if you want to get tickets, if you're in the New Jersey area or the tri-state area, go to Nathan Ramachandra. I'll put the link to that channel in the description or in the chat. So if you're watching or if you're listening, if you could put Nathan's channel in the chat so people can click and try to get their tickets for the event this Saturday. But we're sitting on 100 people in the stream. Guys, smack that like button. And I think we are, hold on, let me just double check again. I think we are 14 subscribers away, 13 subscribers away from 1900. If you guys haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's get up to 19 on the stream. Don Sicario, last thoughts on Sotito before we switch up to Yamamoto.
Bobby, all I'm thinking about right now is how pumped the team is right now. They reached out to him already. he said it in the Zoom that Judge, all of these dudes reached out to him. They're
Yeah.
excited right now. Can you imagine what Judge is thinking right now? Like, especially with him and Hal having this new relationship going. Like, I'm sure he was part of this. Like, yo, we need somebody legit. So this is a bump up. Like, they're excited right now. I know the squad is excited. So imagine.
Look, my guy. Look at my guy from Costa Rica tuning in to talk, baby. Salute to you, Yankees Nacion. Salute to you. If you have a link to your channel, guys, put it in the description. Yankees Nacion. If you have a channel, guys, let's subscribe. Let's help out the different content creators because that's what we do over here. We highlight everyone.
Baby.
Go ahead.
FYI, he's also a writer for NYY News Noticias, like the Spanish side of Felix.
Nice.
So,
Salute. Welcome to the chat, my guy.
Yeah. Well, we're excited, yo. I can see. I know we all here. We're in that after the party, right? We're just all like, okay, now what do we do? You know what I'm saying? I know Yankee fans are like, all right, we need that Yamamoto, but let's slow it down a bit and just kind of take it all in. Like, we finally, after all the complaining and all the would it get done and having to deal with all these other fan bases, like, oh, it's not gonna happen. Oh, I would love to have him, but it's never gonna happen. Yo, it happened. We have Juan Soto finally. So we're gonna ignore the fact that it's just a 1-year deal, but I have it in my head that he's gonna be here for many years to come. So
yeah. Now you know us Puerto Ricans, we like to get into the bochincha and stuff like that, right? We like to get a little bit messy. Was it only me, or did you guys notice when he was talking about San Diego, he mentioned Tatis, he mentioned Bogarts, he ain't mentioned Manny Machado.
No, he didn't.
He did not mention Manny Machado not once. And if you guys remember, after the World Baseball Classic last year, there was a lot of reports that there was friction in that Dominican clubhouse, that some of the players were arguing with each other. I know Juan Soto sat out the end of it because he was injured, but Manny Machado was there, and a lot of fingers got pointed at Manny Machado. And towards the end of last year, the media in San Diego and the radio in San Diego was talking about how Manny Machado was causing issues, allegedly, in that locker room. So it was interesting to me that when he was asked about his former teammates, he mentioned Tatis, he mentioned Xander Bogaerts, but he ain't mentioned Manny Machado, who played in the AL East as well.
Facts.
Yeah, because they asked him about Manny as well, and he didn't really mention Manny like that.
No,
he said
they asked it. They stupid. You're stupid. They asked, did any of your teammates? They asked, did Bogarts or did Machado reach out to you because they played in the AL East? And what he responded was, Bogarts reached out, Tatis reached out. Those are great dudes. I built great relationships with them. But when it came to Manny Machado, it was zip, zero, nada. Again, I like to be messy just because I'm a messy bastard.
There's something there.
We got 105 people in the building. We got 105, and we're sitting on 61 likes, and we are 13 subs away from 1,900, close to our goal of 2,000 subs before the year is over. Guys, please help us out. Smack that like button and hit the subscribe button. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's all love and familiar over here. But let's switch gears and let's talk about our guy, Mr. Yamamoto, who the Yankees flew out to go see yesterday. I know the Dodgers met with him today, but John Heyman report the Yankees contingent of Steinbrenner, Levine, Cashman, Boom, and Blake traveled to LA to meet with Yamamoto. They felt good about it, but the Mets, Dodgers, Red Sox, Phillies, Giants, and Blue Jays or others that are trying to sign Yamamoto. I know that was a mouthful right now, but when it comes to Yamamoto, like I said, I'm going to just put the top 3 teams out there that I think are in contention for him. I definitely believe it's the Mets. I definitely believe it's the Dodgers. And, of course, the New York Yankees. I think those other teams, they're just in the conversation because if you're an agent, you got to get other teams to drive up that price. But for me, as confident that I am in when it comes to Hal Steinbrenner, you can't sleep on the Mets and you can't sleep on the Dodgers. Because with the Mets, you got Uncle Steve Cohen, who could write a blank check for anyone, like I mentioned in my video yesterday. And with the way the Dodgers were able to structure that deal for Shohei Ohtani, according to the reports, Ohtani is the one who came up with this idea contract. So when he met with the Blue Jays had this type of contract as well. So it wasn't just the Dodgers trying to be fissy. But with the way the Dodgers were able to sign up Shohei Ohtani, you can't sleep on the Dodgers also. Ruben, I know when we was in our group chat, we was telling you that you specifically are going to talk about the numbers when it comes to Shohei. So talk about the numbers when it comes to Shohei. We got 114 people in the building. Smack that like button. Go ahead, Rubes.
Yeah, no, bro. Trust me. This contract, like one, I have an issue with how they're reporting it. That's just me because they're saying, "Oh, he signed a $700 million deal," which yes, technically it ends up being 700 million, but that's only because he's deferring money. Because the way that it's structured, it's accruing interest over time. So if this guy didn't uh defer the money later down the road and put the interest, to make up for the inflation and everything, then it's basically a 10-year, $460 million deal. And he's saying, don't just pay me $2 million and put interest on the rest. So that's the one thing there. So it's 700 sounds nice, and that's what he's going to get. But remember, inflation down the road, 700 million is going to be basically what 400 is now. So, but the crazy part about that contract, the $2 million a year that this guy's going to be getting, and the kind of advantage that gives the Dodgers, because people don't realize that there's like in the way they do their payroll, you have the adjusted payroll of what they're actually paying, and then you have the luxury tax payroll, and they're not the same thing. So the luxury tax is going to take your AAV and line it up together, and then when you go over the tax, they're going to take all of that and they're going to start charging the percentages that they got to do. So the first limit is at 237. So anything over 237 or 250 something, they end up charging like 20 to 30% of that gap of money right there. But then the actual adjusted of what he's paying at the moment, the Dodgers payroll doesn't even sniff 200 yet. Like of what they're actually paying their players. They're paying their players $160 million to play so far without adding any contracts. So, and then when you look at, the total payroll with the minor leaguers and all this other stuff.
1 second, Ruben. My guy Joe in the chat just said breaking news, and I just looked it up right now. Andy Martino just reported, based on SNY reports, said the Yankees are favorite to land Yoshinobu Yamamoto, even though he still has to meet with other teams. Thank you so much, though. Ruben, my apologies. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're good. That's good. That's good freaking news. I mean, he just let the Dodgers today, so. So I'm just saying, because I mean, shoot, I just said they got $160 million that they're actually paying their players. So that right there to me is like they got room. They got room to spend, bro. They reset the tax, and even when you add in their employee benefits and all the extra stuff, their payroll's at 218. They're not even at the first threshold still.
No.
So like that's why to me the Yankees have to go and get Yamamoto and be legit about it and like really sell him on being a Yankee, which it seems like he already wants to be one.
Yeah.
So as long as the Yankees like basically like don't mess this up, then we should be fine. But the Dodgers are gonna make it tough because they got money to spend. So my thing is with the Yankees, they need to start taking a page from the Dodgers a little bit and be like, okay, when we got our big money here. Let's go ahead and start calling up these young guys and play the young guys, So now we got Dominguez eventually. We got Volpe that's up that hopefully he takes a big jump. So I think as the year goes on and we start seeing a lot of these younger guys, hopefully we actually hit on them in the way the Dodgers have hit on their young guys. And that's what's going to help us keep a Yamamoto, keep a Cole, Judge, and Soto all together.
Yep. And I just wanted to add one more thing before I throw it over to Don Sicario. When it comes to Yamamoto and when it comes to Juan Soto, and the video I dropped yesterday, I mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it to people who's watching or who probably didn't watch that video yesterday. But when it comes to them, it's the perfect pairing to go alongside Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge. Garrett Cole, he is 33 years old. Aaron Judge is 32. Yep. Juan Soto and Yamamoto collectively are both 25 years old. This is the perfect scenario when it comes to the passing of the torch. If you can look at it over the next 5 years, Garrett Cole is going to be your number one. Aaron Judge is going to be your face of the franchise. But over the next 5 years, as both of them get older and start regressing, you could pass that pressure or the mantle over to Yamamoto and Juan Soto. So Yamamoto could be the number one, and Juan Soto could be the face of the franchise while Aaron Judge ages out and plays the rest of his contract. So go ahead, Don Sicario.
Right. Man, you took a lot of what I was gonna say.
I bet. Sorry. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
No, but Bobby, I agree 100%. Like they've been talking about that. They want to go young. Cashman, right? They want to go young. They want to do this, that. This is the perfect duo right here. Yamamoto and Juan Soto, they're 25 years old. They're the same age of some of our prospects, or just a barely older. So to lock them in for a few years, this is going to be the new core. This is going to be the new setting the new road for our window, right? Because our window was closing. You add these guys in and lock them in, we're opening that window up a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if we get Yamamoto in, I don't know what the price is going to be with all these other teams, with the way the Dodgers, which, to be honest, the Dodgers scared me a bit with all of this. And I know I'm not the only Yankee fan. I know a lot of Yankee fans seeing how this all went down with Ohtani, and everybody's like, shit. Okay, hold up. Because they're a threat now. The Mets are a threat, but I wasn't really scared of the Mets. But with the Dodgers they mean business. So if they have Ohtani, my only thing is, I know, and me and Ruben were talking about this earlier. A lot of Japanese players, they have that respect where they don't go to a team where there's already Japanese players, and they were like, well, they already said that he wouldn't mind playing with other Japanese players. They try to mix it up and saying he wants to play with other Japanese players.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ruben.
But but Ruben was telling me that earlier too. So it's like, he's going to come to the Yankees. He already wants to come to the Yankees. He loves the heritage. He loves the culture, all of that. He'll be the only Japanese player there. If he goes to the Dodgers, he has to share that spotlight, which is it's tough to share that spotlight with Ohtani. Ohtani's the most famous Japanese athlete right now in the game.
Yeah,
so he's gonna be a number two. Yeah, he's gonna be a number two under Ohtani. If he comes to New York, he's gonna be the number one. They already got that number 18 saved for him. Like, he's going to go there. Of course, he's going to have to compete with Garrett Cole. But at this point, it's like they're just trying to add as much as they can. So they're not going to be bumping heads. They're going to be amping each other up. This squad right now is motivated. And if Yamamoto comes to the Yankees, bro, they're going to be partying. They're going to be ready. They're going to be hungry out there to start the season. So
no, for
I'm
sure.
all for it.
I want to highlight a super chat real quick. My brother Medina that I Isla with the $9.99 super chat. He says, hey guys, let me play a little devil's advocate for a bit. What if the Yankees don't land Yamamoto? Do they have a plan B? Because the Yankees almost never have one. Shout out to Hector, to you, Don, and Ruben, my guys. Medina, salute, 3 capital S's. And also, we got 115 people in the building. Smack that like button. Let's run it up to 100 on the stream. But to his question, and I'm going to put it on the screen one more time. When it comes to Yamamoto, they ain't no plan B, my guy. It's Yamamoto or I don't want Blake Snell. I don't want a reunion with Jordan Montgomery. I don't want to trade for Dylan Cease and his 4+ ERA. Are you kidding me? Ain't no plan B. It's Yamamoto or bust. But in reality, if the Yankees don't land Yamamoto, they may have to pivot. They may have to call the Miami Marlins and try to get a trade, or they may have to call the White Sox for Dylan Cease, because I'm not sure if you're Blake Snell or if you're Jordan Montgomery, right? If you're sitting back and you're watching, you're going to wait for the Yamamoto stuff to play out. So that way you can see what Yamamoto get. You're going to try to set the floor as close as you can, if not surpass Yamamoto, because if you're their agent, you got to go to any table, especially when the pitching market is very thin as it is right now in free agency. Somebody's going to have to overpay for someone. But if you're their agent, you're going to go to whatever team after Yamamoto signs, and you say, you see this guy from Japan? He never pitched a day in the big leagues. Jordan Montgomery is a World Series pitcher. Blake Snell is a 2-time Cy Young. Pay our guys. Don Sicario, and then throw it over to Ruben. What's your thoughts on the super chat?
Facts. Yeah, and it's funny. Before we got
Medina,
into
I
this
know,
chat,
I love you, Medina. Just know that.
Medina, it's all love. It's all love. He said, "Yo, no, but
I said, what if?
and it's true though, because what is the plan B? Like from what we're seeing of these check marks, it seems like they're just all in on Yamamoto. So we're not hearing about any plan Bs. Usually you will hear some stuff. Before we got Soto, you were hearing a lot of chatter about Bellinger, and then that died off. Like we were hearing chatter. We're not really hearing a lot of chatter on the pitching side for starters.
I fell off a
It's
cliff
all
from
about
Bellinger.
Yamamoto. Yo, that's your guy. But anyway,
and if you try to trade for Corbin Burns, you're gonna have to overpay. If you're Milwaukee, you're gonna want more than what they got back for Juan Soto when it comes to San Diego. So if you try to trade for Corbin Burns, you're gonna give up Jason Dominguez, you're gonna give up Spencer Jones, you're gonna give up Chance Adams, Will Warren, Roger.
And I don't want to do that for him.
I don't want to do that right now. I'm good by my fault, Don Sicario.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I agree.
Chance Adams.
I mean Chase Hampton. I swear to God, I keep calling him Chance Adams. Chase Hampton, I apologize. All season, I kept calling him Chance Adams. My fault. Chase Hampton.
I was about to say they can have him. They can have Chance Adams. They can have
him. Bro, I was like, did I hear that right?
Yo, bro, I swear to God, yo, you can ask TC. We be talking and I'll say it and TC be like Chase Hampton. I'm like, yes, my fault. I'm always getting them confused. I apologize. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good Medina. That's a good topic, because it's true. Like, what would be the plan B? Are we really gonna pay Blake Snell? I mean, Montgomery. Like, I for one, I don't want to get Gumby back. I love Gumby, but when he would pitch with us, our offense would be dead. I don't know why they wouldn't hit with him pitching. So, but I mean, that's not really the main point. But I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want a reunion with him. Blake Snell, I don't know. I think it's gonna be an overpay, even though he is a good pitcher. He is proven. If anything, out of all of these pitchers, he's the most seasoned out of all of them, right? I mean, he's done it in the AL and in the NL. So if they were to throw some change at Blake Snell, I wouldn't mind. I understand he doesn't need a lot of innings, but let's be honest, the Yankees don't play these pitchers. They don't let him go over 6 innings all the time anyway. So if he's going to give you 5-6 innings and then they're going to throw it to the bullpen, I wouldn't mind having Blake Snell. And that's Judge's boy. You know what I'm saying? That's his people. So,
yeah, but before you pass it over to Ruben, Don Sicario, what are you comfortable when it comes to trade? I mean, when it comes to a contract giving Yamamoto, how many years and what's the dollar sign? And also, we got 136 people in the building. We're sitting on 74 likes. Let's run it up to 100. And we are at 1,891 subscribers, 9 away from 1,900. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We have great shows on the channel. But Don Sicario, what's your years? What's your dollar figures? And let's throw it over to Ruben to answer both questions. Go ahead.
I think he's going to, because everybody was saying it's going to be in the low 200s, right? This guy's going to get at least 260 and up. There's check marks talking about that it can even touch 300. I don't know if I'm comfortable with doing that, especially with somebody that's not proven. But with his stuff, with his track record in Japan, I understand everybody calls Japan like the 4A of the league, right? It's not really. If they're gonna do it, especially with his age and with Matt Blake, I wouldn't mind doing it. Because he's gonna be around for a while, and it's just, I'll be comfortable with going over at least 280, 290, whatever it's gonna take to get the job done. I don't mind, because from right now it doesn't seem like they have a plan B. So if you're all in, go for it. Be all in. We've been complaining about the Yankees not actually being all in, right? Not spending enough money for the superstars, right? Just wasting money on all of these mediocre type players. So they traded for Soto, and if they're gonna have to pay Yamamoto whatever it takes, I'm all for it. If it's gonna be up there in the 280, reaching 300, it's not my money. I don't care. Do it.
Yamamoto has a career 967.2 innings pitched in Japan. Ooh. He has a career 1.72 ERA. Name me a Japanese pitcher that came over to Japan and had those type of stats. Yu Darvish didn't have those type of stats. Tanaka didn't have those type of stats. I love Tanaka. I think Yu Darvish is a phenomenal pitcher. But when you look at his stats over the past, he has won the MVP and the Cy Young 3 out of the last 3 years in a row. 2021 a
And the pitching prime.
He's gonna
1.39
get
ERA. 2022 a 1.68 ERA. 2023 a 1.16 ERA.
Whew.
This
That dude's
guy's
gonna
gonna
get paid.
he's gonna get 300, if not come close to
Yeah.
300 million. Go ahead, Ruben. To Medina's question, and when it comes to the dollar figures, I'll give mine dollar figures after you go. Shout out to my brother, Mr. TC Stills in the building. Shout out
Yes.
to Stephen B in the building. Salute, salute, salute. My guy Wiz is in the building. Salute to you, my guy Wiz. If you're watching us for the first time, comment in the comment section that you're a first timer so we can welcome you to the familiar. Mike Perez is in the building. My guy G Man for Life. The body's in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Go ahead, Rubes.
Yeah, so to Medina's question, plan B, we can go hypothetically the options, but we could also go with what most likely will happen based on what Jack Curry's kind of been echoing for quite a bit now. So on the option side, yeah, we could trade for Corbin Burns. We could trade, or maybe Corbin Burns with a Devin Williams. You know, make it worth our while or something to trade some prospects.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
You know, I mean, so you could do something like that to kind of entice them to like, hey, you want more prospects? Cool, give us Devin Williams too. So you know, because like I think if I'm not mistaken, Corbin Burns is a free agent after next season. So if they want max amount of prospects, they're gonna have to provide something more value with more control. But when I look at it, it's like I love Monty, but I don't see him coming back to New York. If he does, like I would totally accept it. Like I have no issue with it. I've always been like more pissed at Boone for holding him back in a sense, because like if there's anyone that had to deal with the most close games, the most clutch games throughout an entire season was Monty. So like a lot of people like they say, oh, but he sucked. They say, bro, he had an ERA under 4 every freaking year after the Tommy John. And
he didn't suck. Our bats sucked. That's what it was. He wasn't.
Yeah, our bats sucked. Exactly. And then when he would get to the 6th inning, 5 and 2/3. Oh, he let a base runner up, and Boone's like, all right, I'm gonna take him out with 82 pitches. I'm like, brother, déjalo que termine el inning. Like, come on. You know,
and for you non-Spanish speakers in the chat, he said, "Brother, let him finish the inning." That's what he said for you guys in the chat that didn't.
Yeah.
And for all the youngins, he basically said, "Bruh."
Bruh. So because it's true. Because at the same time, it's like we don't have get this guy available today in the bullpen. And it's because he kept pulling Monty for no freaking reason. But anyways, so it's not a Monty rat. Let me move on. Snell, I like, but at the same time, yeah, I almost did. But the thing with Snell that I don't like is that it's just the short innings. It's quality innings in terms of run prevention. But knowing Boone, he's gonna be like, yo, buddy, you let somebody get on base, so we're gonna allow the bullpen in to go have them allow your run in, you know. So that's the problem that I have with Snell. That I think he would. Yeah, but Snell would implode under Boone. He's gonna let the bullpen get the runs in, but like he did this last year. Because that's
what's the contract you're giving Yamamoto? My fault, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, Yamamoto. Oof. It ain't my money. I'll do 9, 10, 11 years, and anywhere from 27 to 30 mil, even 30. I'll even go to 33 mil. And the reason why I feel comfortable with that, is because I was trying to get the exact details, but I can't get logged on the PC here. But on the Athletic, they actually broke down his pitches, and they were talking about like his fastball sits at 95 and tops out at 99. And that basically his fastball is a little lesser than Kodai Senga in terms of velocity, but it has more movement. And and then his curveball is actually one of the like instantly would be one of the top in the league. It has a 65-inch drop on that curveball,
Mm.
and then he throws it around 77 miles. Plus, he has that splitter, and his splitter is elite. So he has an elite splitter, an elite curveball. The fastball is there. The control is there. So this guy's legit. If there's anything with the Japanese pitchers nowadays, they're so easy to predict for the most part because when you look at their pitches and you see the analytics on it, you can kind of predict it now.
Yeah.
So given that how dominant he's been, if you just add 20%, we're talking about a mid two ERA, low two ERA versus the 1.2, 1.5 that he was doing for like for 3 years in a row. So I think Yamamoto is going to be a legit ace. Like a lot of clubs are willing to pay because they're saying this guy's coming in and he's instantly top 20 pitcher in the MLB, maybe even top 15, top 10. So
And one
but
thing
the
also
plan
about
B
this
on it.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
My fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but Plan B, most realistically, they probably sign Montas because they've been talking to Montas and how he feels that he has unfinished business and all this other stuff. And on Foul Territory, shout out to Foul Territory.
Shout
Um,
out, guys.
they had Jack Curry on, and basically he said that they would probably just load up on the bullpen, which to me sounds scary because I don't want big money in the bullpen.
We've been there.
We already been there. I mean,
Yeah,
like
we've been
granted,
there.
it can be beneficial, but at the same time, like don't tie up money on the bullpen. Like we got more than enough arms, like in our system right now. So
I know you don't want to tie up money in the bullpen, but who would you rather have if the Yankees were to go that route? If they lose out on Yamamoto and sign Frankie Montas and try to load up in the bullpen, would you rather Josh Hader or would you rather Hicks?
I mean, if we're gonna go and sign for big money, might as well be freaking Hater,
Yeah.
and just to, out of straight dominance. But the thing it's just that Hater's gonna want like a 5-year deal, and that's the part that kind of bothers me with that, because he's gonna probably want to be like Edwin Diaz type of money, like 5 years, 20 mil a year, something crazy like that.
I mean, but
So
he's money. He'll be worth every penny though.
yeah, I mean he's a
Maybe.
2 point, he's
No,
a
I was gonna
career
say when it comes
2.5
to
ERA.
Josh Hader, you took the words right out of my mouth, Ruben. I was going to say, when you look at his career, he has numbers across the board, and I understand like he had a little bit of a hiccup when he was with Milwaukee towards the end, and he got traded to San Diego, had to refine himself, but he's been dominant in his entire career.
Especially with Matt Blake.
I want to shout out a few people in the chat. Rick V said, we can't do another Hicks, bro. No, Rick, I definitely feel you when it comes to that. That's why when anybody brings up Hicks, I have to double take and see exactly who they talking about.
Yeah, when you said Hicks, I was like, what? Oh, okay.
For me, there was two chats that I wanted to bring up when it comes to Yamamoto, right? For me, 10 years, 330. My guy Sean Brown and retire MCO 1199 also says 10 years, 305. Like I said, it's not my money. It's not any of our money. It comes down to the organization, and the money in baseball is real, people. Don't get that confused. Shout out to my guy Al Cintron, the late night host on WFAN. I called in over the weekend to have a conversation. He gave me a big shout out, and we had a great convo. When you look at the Dodgers last year, right? Let's do some math. You guys know that I love to take a deep dive in and make these billionaires feel nervous when I bring up their money. But let's take a dive in. When it comes to the Dodgers last year, they averaged 47,371 people per game, right? If you want to expand that times the 81 games that they play at home, that's over 3,837,000 people and 51 people, I should say. The average ticket price for a Dodgers game, just for a Dodgers game, it went up since I had that conversation with Al. It was at $166. Now it's at $171 since they're raising the prices with the Ohtani. But if you take the attendance from last year, times that by the average ticket price, which is $171.67, it was $116, I should say, when I called in Saturday. Off of ticket pricing alone, that's $658 billion. I mean, $658 million. They clear the Otani. They come close to clearing the Otani contract off of ticket sales alone. And that's the Dodgers. Imagine the Yankees. Imagine what the Yankees make when it comes to merchandise. They made anywhere in 2022, they made anywhere from 450 to 500 billion dollars in merchandise alone.
Mm.
Mm.
That's why when
I mean,
fans be like, listen, that's not my...
I mean million. 450 to 500 million off of merchandise alone.
Listen,
They
That doesn't
can
even include
afford
the TV
Yamamoto.
deal.
Not including the TV deal, not including the Yes Network, not including the LLC that is actually over the New York Yankees as a brand. Because when you look at the Yankees, right, the team is a publicly traded entity. It's publicly traded, but the LLC that controls the team is private. You don't get those numbers. You don't get to see their books when it's a privately traded company. But when it's publicly traded, the numbers are out there. That's why it's easy to find these ticket prices. It's easy to find these numbers when it comes to Yankee Stadium. But the LLC that Hal Steinbrenner owns, you don't get to see that because it's private. So the Yankees are making hand over fist. The Dodgers are making money over. I know people are complaining that other teams don't pay that much when it comes to their rosters. They don't have to. They're making it.
That's why I don't get mad when a lot of fans talk about, oh, you know, like it's not our money, and other fans, oh, well, it's going to cripple the organization. No, it's not. These teams have so much money. It's ridiculous. Like,
it's wild that they go to like fans need to realize like there's like a few things, right? So yes, there's a luxury tax, there's a payroll, all this stuff. Yeah, we get it, but these guys can pretty much afford it. So they need to like stop thinking about the luxury tax because it's not our job as fans to worry about it. And then on top of it,
it's not.
When we're asking for a good product on the field, the money's gonna come back in regardless. So like, let's not act like every time they make a big acquisition and they end up paying taxes for that player, they're not getting 3 to 4, 10 times that money back.
Yeah,
for that new player. So to me, in that sense, and one tidbit on Otani that we talked about, $2 million a year, right? He's actually getting paid more because of his off the field endorsements.
He's gonna get more money from endorsements on the Dodgers.
You know how much he's paying getting paid in endorsements already. He's getting paid already about 40 to 50 million. 40 to 50 million a year. 40 to 50 million a year. Like, there's not even a single MLB player that touches double digits per year. Mike Trout is second place with $5 million a year in endorsements.
Christ.
I like what he's doing though.
So
like, it's smart. He's gonna give his team enough money to add on. That boy want to win a championship. He's like, I'm
tired of he was getting paid when he was with the Angels, and the Angels because what was Artie Moreno's excuse? Oh, we got too much money tied up into Mike Trout and Otani. We can't go out there and add. So he already knows, like you said, Ruben, he making 40 to 50 million off of the field. So if he could defer his money to it, and also when it comes to taxes, when he gets that money at the end, he gonna be in another country. He ain't gonna have to pay that much in crazy in taxes and fees or whatever it is.
I will say this though. The thing with that rule, I think Cali potentially, and I think they have passed a law that is like, if you did half of your business in Cali, you still have to pay tax.
That's in
so I don't know how much of that is
that's in every state, but we're talking about federal taxes.
Oh, federal, yeah, he'll cut out the federal, but Cali got that big on 10, 20%.
He'll have to pay that crazy California tax, right? But listen, like I said, right, with the Yankees, if they could get the deal done with Yamamoto, right, this is all you got to do. You got to go into the meeting with Yamamoto, bring up Hideki Matsui, bring up Tanaka. I know the meeting already passed, but you got to pitch him on this. Listen, you sign with the Yankees, and you're going to be in Subway commercials with Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and Garrett Cole. How can you complain about that? You remember the old school Mark Teixeira and CC Sabathia Subway commercials that they used to have back in the days? Come on, bro. Are you kidding me? But I want to bring up another topic, right? Because this is something that's been circling around, and I know I joke around with it. You guys see the thumbnail for the video. But when it comes to the New York Yankees, The major question is the evil empire back when it comes to the New York Yankees? If they're able to sign Yamamoto, is the evil empire back? Shout out to my guy Keith from Saying Sons. He's a Met fan, and this is what he said. He said the Yankees are back. He said, months ago, I felt this couldn't happen, and here we are. Always felt the evil empire will return, and a year after no playoffs, it happened. Juan Soto changes the landscape for them. Their fans should be over the moon, and he is 100% right. And if the Yankees are able to sign Yamamoto, the question is the evil empire back? I'll throw it over to you, Ruben, and then throw it to Don Sicario. Folks in the chat, is the evil empire back? Let me get the devil emojis in the chat or whatever you want to throw into the chat. Go ahead, Rubes.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, yeah, we're back. Yeah, we're back because to go for these big moves, I'm not even gonna try to think about the extension with Soto and stuff. Like just to make these moves, this is evil empire written all over it. Like this is the Yankees finally saying, "All right, we're done with the mediocrity," and hopefully Cashman has learned his lesson, and Howe finally waking up and like saying, "You know what, bro? Like, what the hell? We spending $300 million for like having like 4 quadruple A players in our outfield." So like,
Hal's
like
finally
it's
realizing what's going on. That's what it is.
yeah, like it's wild, bro. Like if you think about it, it's like yeah, we got a $300 million payroll, and who do we got in the outfield? We got freaking Billy McKinney and Jake Bowers and
Willie
A bunch
Calhoun,
of,
and
I don't know who's.
God bless them. God bless the Three Stooges. God bless Billy McKinney, Willie Calhoun, and Jake Bauer. It's not their fault that Brian Cashman
yeah,
went
it's
out
not their
and
fault,
got
bro.
them. They just had to do their job. And if you're either one of those guys that were trying to hang on to a major league career, it's not their fault. Like I said, this all falls on Brian Cashman because it's Joey Gallo. Ever since Brett Gardner started to decline and he retired, it's been a roller. I mean, a revolving door of different left fielders. I think somebody put it out there on Twitter. It's been the Yankees have started 16 to 18 different left fielders since Brett Gardner retired.
Mm.
That's crazy. Go ahead, Rube.
Yeah,
Shout
no,
out to
that's
Guardy.
the part right there that like Gardner was reliable, man. Like that's the one thing that people that kind of took for granted that he posted, bro. He posted, for a good 140, 50 games almost every year. So like we need more of that. That's what I like about Soto, that he posts. This guy has basically in the full seasons, right? You take out the COVID year, he's basically guaranteed for 150 plus games every year. Like he's 150, 53, 162 last year. And boom, if you somehow run into this, boy, you better not freaking sit this dude whenever you he needed a day. Give him a DH day.
There you go.
This
Sit
guy
down,
cannot
Garrett.
sit. Like
Sit down, Stanton. My guy Mark T. Maker, real quick, my fault, Ruben. He says they aren't back until they win another championship. Do not spike the ball. No, I definitely agree with you, T. Maker, right? I'm not trying to spike the ball. But when it comes to the offseason, right? The evil empire is only back if they sign Yamamoto, win a championship, like Mark T. Maker said, and the rest of the fan base in Major League Baseball, we Yankee fans are here to ruin your day. We are here to be arrogant as fuck on Twitter, like Don Sicario likes to be. If the Yankees win a World Series this year, or when they win a World Series, I'm gonna be so insufferable on Twitter. I'm gonna get a lot of people blocking
I'm gonna
me.
be
But
nasty.
we got 123 people in the building. We are 7 likes away from 100. And also, we are 3 subs away from 1,900. All you beautiful people in the building, if you haven't subbed, hit the subby button. Go ahead, Rubes.
Also share this video out. Go on Twitter, put it out there. Let your boys know. Anybody else that you know that likes baseball, share this out so they could get up on here and join the conversation.
And let's be respectful in the chat. Li Yankee King, I know you in the chat battling for your life because everybody picking on you, but let's be respectful. Shout out to my guy Li Yankee King that's in the chat. Shout out to Medina as well. Shout out to Sean Browning. My brother Jiggerman Porter was in the building. Mike Perez. I appreciate all of you guys that are in the chat adding to the conversation. I will be getting to your chats as soon as we go around the circle. I'll be bringing you guys up momentarily, but go ahead, Rubes.
Ruben,
Take that
levanta
three.
de.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that was
I
pretty
thought
much
he
it. Like, I
froze.
think they're back.
Copy. Don
Yeah, yeah.
Sicario. Is the
Yo,
evil
Yeah.
empire
Hold
back,
on. The internet's
Sicario?
were you frozen?
hold on.
Were you
I
frozen,
can't hear
Ruben?
you.
I think he got a delay. Ruben, if you want, exit out, refresh, and jump back into the StreamYard. I'll bring you back up, Rubes.
So
All right.
is
So
the evil empire back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, I forgot the guy's name, the one that just put in the chat like they're not back
That's
until they win.
Mark Teammaker. I'll bring it back up for you.
All right, I get that, and I do agree with that. Yeah, until we win another championship, we're technically not back. But, pero, I think we are back. And I think we've been back since last year. Now, hold up before y'all start jumping me about this. I think the moment, check this out, I think the moment that Hal Steinbrenner got booed and it woke him up, because he's like, why am I being booed? You know, I've been talking about this for a minute. Ever since he got booed, he's like, yo, hold up. We putting cake into this team. I'm putting a lot of money into this team, me and the partners, whoever the hell it is. Why are we getting booed? It's almost like he's like, let me go pay attention to what's actually happening.
Yep.
You saw he brought in Judge. He did what he had to do to bring back Judge. He brought in Rodon. Everybody wanted Rodon, for the record. I know a lot of people are trying. Everybody and their mother wanted Rodon.
I wanted Rodon.
Yo, we wanted Rodon. Okay, I don't want to hear nothing about that. We wanted Rodon, and they did it. And they were busting out some other moves. It just fell through. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
This year now, right now, look at how aggressive they are. In years before, we would not have a match. How many fans were saying it? We're never gonna get Soto. Cashman doesn't have the balls to do it. Hal's back. Hal is gonna lead. I think he's bringing the evil empire back.
Yeah.
They got Soto. All we keep hearing is how aggressive they are after Yamamoto. Yo, they were in Japan watching Yamamoto pitch, and they got gifted, bro. They got gifted a damn no-hitter. So I think we're back, bro. I think we're back. Maybe not fully. Maybe it's not fully yet an operational Death Star, but they're building that bitch up. They're building it up and they're re-upping. So I think we're getting close to it. So, but
Yeah.
I do get what he's saying though. We need that.
No, yeah, we
championship to kinda be back.
100% Mark Teammaker. You know, we do get what you're saying. That we got to win a championship, because if we get Yamamoto and we get Juan Soto and we don't win a championship still over the next 10 years, heads will go to row. So I definitely agree with you, Mark Teammaker, when it comes to that. We just getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, because that's what we do. We had a little bit too much coffee this morning. My guy Miguel Sell on Twitter puts it out there. Time for the New York Yankees to prove they are the true evil empire and show their true financial might. Get Yamamoto signed. Make your dad proud, Howard Steinbrenner.
Facts.
And to your point, Don Sicario, I was there at the Old Timers game, not last year, the year before, when he got booed. And I was there when Derek Jeter got his whole plaque ceremony and he got booed again. With Howard Steinbrenner, he had to look in the mirror, right? You know that Michael Jackson saw a man in the mirror. He had to look in the mirror, and he really had to ask himself, do you want to get booed by your fan base, or do you want to get cheered by your fan base? He ain't like that whatsoever. This past Old Timers game, you know where he was at? He was in Japan watching Yamamoto, because he knows his fan base wants the Yankees to make a big splash. We already made one big splash when it comes to Juan Soto. Our next big splash has to be Yamamoto. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? When it comes down to it, I think Hal got visited by the ghost of Christmas past, and George Steinbrenner whispered in his ear and told him, my guy, this has to be the biggest offseason since 2009. Hal Steinbrenner, us as a fan base, if you want to be cheered, you put a product on the field that is going to get us a championship.
Facts.
You go out there, you get Yamamoto. Because like I said, Medina's question is right. We're going to have a plan B. But for right now, ain't no plan B. We got to focus on Yamamoto. Ruben, throw it over to you. Is the evil empire back, in your opinion?
Yeah, no, I honestly think like they're on the way back. The way they're moving is evil empire type movements. They're trying to really win. And then I think what's going to really push them to truly being back after spending that money is the young guys. The young guys have to click. They have to click.
They will.
Like those are the ones that like Volpe, like you just said with the whole man in the mirror, like Volpe. Papi, you need to realize you're 5'10", You got good speed, good instincts, bro. Focus on being an average, batting average type of guy. Get on base, and hit 40, 50 doubles like you were doing in the freaking minors, dude. Like you're more valuable as a leadoff guy, and we need you to be 18 to 22 home runs, but accidental 18 to 22. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to focus on getting it.
Nice.
Get the doubles, get the singles. Like bro, like if this guy can find a way, like, and a lot of people say that he can't hit for average, but he's done it before in the minors. So to me, it's like if he can actually just level out his swing a little bit, focus on line drives, man, like that transforms the lineup completely. Because if you got that dude leading off, he can get you 50, 60, 70 stolen bases with the new rules, bro.
Yep.
Facts.
And then once you got Dominguez back too,
oh, forget about it.
like, because you know what I mean? Because if Dominguez stole 40 bases last year, I don't know if people realize that. Like Dominguez got wheels. So
yeah, he does.
If you got
He's like
those
a little
two,
tank.
yeah, he's like Soto with burners on. You know what I mean? So it's like you have like if you could get Volpe, Dominguez, and then put Soto hitting third, you could actually slide Judge to clean up. Can you imagine those four with the two top guys stealing bases at a high rate and hitting for power, and you still got the like? Oh my god! Like don't even. Oof, I don't want to go there.
No, listen, I'm right there with you. I just want to make an announcement. I'm checking on the YouTube studio right now. I'm gonna refresh it to see we are sitting at 1,901 subscribers. Salute to all of you new subscribers. Thank you for finding the channel. Thank you for subscribing. We are 99 subs away from our goal of 2,000. And just to make an announcement, when we get to 2,000, we will be doing a dope giveaway for the community. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned. You guys are want to tag your friends, share this out. Let's get to 2,000 subs so we could get our giveaway going. I want to shout out some people that are in the chat. Mike Perez is in the building. My guy, my day one, Jonathan is in the building. L.I. Yankee King again. Anthony Medina, appreciate all of you guys. My guy Yo-Yo is in the chat. Yamamoto is a plan A, but plan B should be Imanga. Ooh, Bauer or Montaz. Those are dope names right there to throw. My guy Sean Brown in as well. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the moderators who help control the conversation and help everybody in the chat. And my guy Yo Joe is in the building. Joe, how you doing, big fella? Hope all is well. 19 Con Man, my day one is in the building. He said Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Torres, Rizzo, Stanton, DJ Wells, Voping. It's a dope opening day lineup. No,
that's
definitely
not bad.
It's definitely not bad. But I think honestly, when Jason Dominguez comes up or when he comes back, you got to have Dominguez as the leadoff hitter. You got to have a lineup of Dominguez, Soto, Judge, then Rizzo, then Stanton. You can have the
Boone's
switch
like,
left, right, left.
So. I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, because common sense is not that common when it comes to Aaron Boone. But I know, we've been talking about, the hypothetical Yamamoto move or whatever. I want to throw it around to you fellas, right? Besides the big names in Yamamoto or Corbin Burns or Josh Hader, I know this is a wild card out there. But is there any other players that you guys been eyeing that you guys want the Yankees to go after? I'll throw it over to you, Don Sicario, first. That way you get Ruben some time to think about his answer. But what's your thoughts? Is there anyone else, Don Sicario, that you have your eyes on that you think could be a sleeper pick for the Yankees? Folks in the chat, let us know. Do you guys have any sleeper picks? L.I. Yankee King, he's gonna put Pat. What's the pitcher from Washington? The lefty, Patrick Corbin. L.I. Yankee King is going to put Patrick Corbin. He's going to put that third baseman from Colorado in the chat. But go, Don Sicario. Yeah, go.
Listen, this is not. I'm going to mention somebody real quick. I just want to talk about something real quick. This is not. I mean, of course, he'll be one of my picks. I want to talk about real quick how Hader cut his hair. Hader got rid of his long hair. What are they trying to tell us? Is that a sleeper move that the Yankees are doing to pick him up? Like he's cut his hair. I don't think he has a lot going on over here. Is there something brewing that we don't know about? Because we can always use a closer, and he's a bro. The Yankees need a closer. That guy is a closer. He is a lock it down. I'm going in there. We need this dub. We need to lock it down. Them 3 outs. just something to point out, just to pay attention to. It might be nothing. It's just me throwing shit at the wall, see if it stinks. But anyway, yeah, I did notice that. So you said it earlier. We like to bring up some bochinche, so I'm gonna start that bochinche. Matter of fact,
Start it up.
after this, I'm gonna go on Twitter and say, listen, I had a source. My source, which is my dog, they told me that Hater cut his hair because he's on his way to the Yankees. Listen, whoever's in the chat right now, go on Twitter and say, yo, Thompson Gabriel said that his source said that the Hater cut his hair because he's going to the Yankees. Whoever does that,
clown, bro.
And then throw the Austin Powers gift.
Papi, I'm Austin. Yo, I'm Dr. Evil, son. I'm Dr. Evil in the flesh. They probably know that. Yo, but okay, so somebody that I've been wanting the Yankees to go after for a minute, and I know he's going to be expensive, but I feel like I would love to have him in the bullpen for us. It's Munoz from the Mariners. Mm-hmm. Probably, I know that's a long shot, but bro, that guy has nasty stuff. He has a fastball and a sinker and a slider comb. That's his fastball and his sinker both hit in the 98, 99s. Like, he's got a live arm and he's got a mean slider. The Yankees will see that, especially with Matt Blake. You know the Yankees love them some sliders and cutters, right? Mm-hmm. I think he will eat up in Yankee Stadium. Mm-hmm. It would cost us, but if they're the evil empire right now, and they're really going for it, because all they keep talking about is Brian Cashman was saying he's focusing on 2024, right? It's all about what's going to happen this year. Finally, they're like thinking about just what's in front of them, because the Yankees have been operating in a scale, right, of the next few years. They've been little bits and pieces here, not giving up prospects because of the future. No. They going for this year coming up. I think that would be a good move.
That's a dope move right there. And a lot of people in the chat are saying yes for a Hater, no for Hater. But I got a chat that I want to bring up from Matt Chewy. Shout out to Matt Chewy. Matt, let us know if this is your first time in the chat. And if it is his first time, Brew Crew familiar, welcome Matt to the family. Welcome him to the fold. That. But Matt Chewy says, question, fellas, as much as we are in on Yamamoto, and if he signs, do you imagine an opt-out in the contract and reallocate those funds for another Japanese stud when it comes to Roki, Sasaki, when time comes? Listen, Matt, that is a great question. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to the contract with Yamamoto, if you're his agent, you're going to put an opt-out clause. He's 25 right now. You're going to put an opt-out for when he's 29 or 30 years old. So after the fourth year or after the fifth year, that way he could go back on the free agent market at the age of 30 and reset his contract and get more money. So if you're his agent, you're definitely going to put an opt-out clause because it favors him. He can either take the opt-out clause because he's a phenomenal pitcher and he's going to get more money, or he was injured and he's going to stay on the current contract that he is on. When it comes to Roki Sasaki, I know a lot of people are saying if the Yankees, sign Yamamoto, they may not be able to sign this person or that person. Listen, you got to realize this. There's still a lot of money coming off for the books next year. Anthony Rizzo's $20 million is going to be coming off for the books next year. If you think about Juan Soto making $33 to $35 million, you're not really hurting your payroll that much. If you give him $40 million a year, you're just giving him a $7 million raise over the next 10 years per season, right? So if you think about it, with Anthony Rizzo's $20 million coming off of the book and other contracts coming off of the books, Glaber's 15, that right there is $35 million. That $35 billion alone you could put together to give the Roki Sasaki, or spread it out however you want to spread it out. And there's going to be a collective bargaining agreement over the next 5 years again, where the owners and the players sit down. And in this big contract, you guys saw that Mark Cuban, he sold the majority shares of the Mavericks because he knows the next TV deal he wants out because of the streaming services. So we're not sure how the money is going to be affected in the next collective bargaining agreement. That's something that you always got to keep mindful for. But Ruben, throw it over to you. Who are you eyeing besides the big dogs that are out there?
Imanaga's an interesting name. He's a lefty starting pitcher. He's had pretty good numbers in Japan as well. And
Matt
what I like
Chewy,
about it,
welcome to the chat, Matt Chewy. Thank you for finding us. Thank you for subscribing to us. And all you new subscribers, my fault, Ruben. I
yeah, yeah,
apologize. All you new subscribers that are out there, we have the Yanks Morning Brew. We got the Knicks Morning Brew with our friend Jerry Ferrara. We'll be live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Like I said, Jerry is known from Power and Entourage. We got a Jet show, and we got other shows on the channel, not only the Yankee stuff. And like my guy 19 comments says, Hector, drink some water. You're right, John. I'm gonna drink my water right now. I got the only bottom mouth. For those that are in the chat, make sure you guys take a water break. Make sure you drink your water because you want to stay hydrated. 19 comment, thank you for that. But go ahead, Rube.
that was funny. So and Managa was interesting. He's a lefty, and a lot of people say that like he would be interesting for the Yankees. But I actually think, I really think Yamamoto's going to be a Yankee. So like to me, like it's hard to imagine like any other options outside of that. Like if we're thinking outside of the box, it's going to have to be like a Montas or Corbin Burns. Like in Managa, I don't know. Like I just maybe the Yankees pivot to him if Yamamoto somehow
He's
doesn't end up
older
being
too,
a
no?
Yankee.
Isn't he 30?
Yeah, he's like 29, 30 years old. Let's see, he's 30 years old. So
Yeah.
he just turned 30 in September, so he'll be 30 for next season. So, and he's a similar build to Yamamoto as well. He's 5'10", 176.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I liked about him is that, like, if you look at his numbers from last year in the MPB, he actually in 159 innings had 188 strikeouts. That was his best strikeout rate in his career. So, I think that's a guy that could easily transition with us. In the major leagues.
1 second, Ruben. My fault. I want to shout out Rizan, who is in the building. Just found you guys, new subscribers. Bronx born, currently in the ATL. Salute to you, my guy. Thank you for finding us. Thank you for subscribing to us. Welcome to the Brew Crew Familia. And for those that are in the chat that are new subscribers, let us know so we can welcome you into the fold. I'm not a Custer, says Yamamoto is a Dodger. Listen, you little mark-ass Custer.
You are
right?
a Custer.
You little Buster Custer, okay?
You're not a Custer. You're a Buster, como Hector dice.
Go ahead, Rubes.
But you should have known that Managa's going to be a Dodger, okay? So, anyways.
You know what's the good thing that they say that the Yankees don't have a plan B? I like that. I like that we don't have a plan B right
They're
now.
going all
that
in.
means they're going to be
in.
all in. I like that. But my fault, Ruben. Go ahead.
No, but you're right.
I just want to make one more announcement as well. Guys, you're going to want to put your notification on because we will be interviewing former Yankee Jabba Chamberlain with my guy Nathan Ramachandra and the NNR Hour. You guys are not going to want to miss that. Like I said, we will have Jabba the Chamberlain on the channel to have a nice conversation. Make sure you guys tune into that. And when it comes to the open panel, the next open panel will be this Thursday morning at 11 a.m. for the Yankees Morning Brew. We're going to save the open panel for this Thursday. I think me and the fellas are killing it right now. Next Tuesday, though, we will bring back the open panel to the late night conversations.
I love this chat. They're so hungry for it, right? They're like, yo,
they
I
really
want
are. Look, Tom from
Huntington
Huntington says, new subscriber, great show, lifetime Yankee fan. Let's go. Welcome to the familia, Tommy boy.
Welcome. But yeah, so I think at the end of the day, Yamamoto is a Yankee. And I think Imanaga actually ends up going to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I think he ends up going there. I think Boston's gonna have to pivot somewhere else. They're gonna have to either go after Snell or Montgomery. Man, I hope Monty doesn't go there. I really don't. I don't want to root against them. Like go
I can
anywhere
see
else,
Snell
bro.
going there though.
I can see Snell going there.
People were saying that Montgomery's wife, she's going to Harvard or something like that. She's
they live in Boston right now.
And okay, so they live in Boston.
There
So
it is.
I'm not sure if you're the Texas Rangers, you're gonna want to re-up and bring Monty back. In Texas, they got that no state tax. If you're Monty, you're gonna want to maximize your money. You better go to Texas, my guy.
Wasn't there word that they're not interested? That they're not.
No,
it's not interested in bringing them back.
It's not that they're not interested. Is that there's issues with the TV money deal that's about to expire for them.
Mm-hmm.
So now supposedly they might be like, we don't know if we should go and spend more money on another starter. I mean, because remember they're paying freaking Jacob deGrom $37.5 million, and he's gonna be out for half of next year too. So
shout out to Jose Fernandez, new subscriber. Shout out,
Jose
shout out,
Fernandez,
salute.
salute to you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Brew Crew Familiar. But like I said, that next collective bargaining agreement, a lot of things are going to change. So players better get their money right now because that next TV deal, when it comes to the streaming services, look at all the streaming services. They got Apple TV, Hulu, Amazon. They're giving a lot of free packages right now. Sooner or later, they're gonna want to collect their money, and the owners are gonna take a hit when it comes to these streaming services, right? So MLB needs to do whatever it can to make sure that the baseball or Major League Baseball stays on regular cable instead of going to the streaming. I don't know how they're gonna do it. That's not my forte. I just talk shit about the Yankees on the internet, and I'm a Power Ranger and Pokemon fan. That's all I know. That's literally all I am. Go ahead.
Yo, I'm calling you right now. One of these streaming services, we're gonna end up seeing Hector calling one of the games. I'm calling it now. You're gonna be calling one of these games in one of these spots,
Bro.
Yo, but don't forget about us, kid. Once you up there, you're calling the games, don't forget about us.
Listen.
I'm
You
saying
and
that from
Ruben, you
now,
guys
kid.
will be with me no matter what. You and Ruben are my guys, bro. Matt Chewy in the chat says, happy I stumbled upon y'all on the YouTube feed. Algorithm did a good job for once. Can't wait for pitches and catches to report to spring training. Matt Chewy, I will be down at spring training. I am going down to spring training with my guy Pete Simonetti from NYY Underground. I will be reporting live from spring training
Son, I'm gonna roll
this
up
year.
over there. I'm gonna roll up over there. That's not far from me. I'm rolling up over there.
Oh, bro,
too.
I'm getting an RV for us to camp out outside of Georgia and Steinbrenner
Son,
Field.
I'm
You
there.
kidding me?
Let me know. I'm there. I'm there.
I might
That's
just
a
stop
few
by
hours.
too. I ain't that far either.
Oh, we can't forget Peacock. Peacock is another streaming services. Deadeye Blind says Otani had us all fooled. If you think Moto is going to be a Yankee, you're a fool. How unfortunate. Big Yankee fan and first-time subscriber. Listen, Deadeye, don't worry. If we are a fool and we got egg on our face, we will own that shit. But for right now, I'm sipping on my Brugal. I'm sipping on the Kool-Aid. You see my Yoda cup? I think the Yankees are signing Yamamoto. Ruben, I'm sorry for because I keep cutting you off and I'm not getting your take. Go ahead, Ruben. I apologize.
I didn't like that. That was a terrible. That was lame. I didn't. We're the fools. Like why?
No, it's all love. It's all
we
love.
gotta be? You know what I'm saying? Like why? There is Yankee fans. Like we need to. I don't know if that person was a Yankee fan or not. Why can't we just like let us live, kid? Like how long we been talking about Soto? That boy's a Yankee.
Because we are New Yorkers at heart, Don Sicario. You know we are assholes when it comes down to it. We are quick to step on someone's joy.
We're being nice right now. Then when we start acting like what we do, they're like, "Oh, see, that's why." Oh,
no, listen, but what it is, you got some of the fan base that they're preparing themselves for failure.
They're jaded,
right?
They're
getting themselves ready because if the Yankees don't get Yamamoto, they don't want to have all their hopes up. And I respect that. That's why shout out to Deadeye Blind. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the familiar. Go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah, but to that comment, like I will say this. Everyone has been saying for years that Otani was going to be a Dodger. So I don't think Otani really had us fooled. What had us fooled was the bad reporting by the MLB writers.
Ooh,
okay,
talk about it, Rube.
So that's not. No one was fooled by Otani's movement. We all thought that basically Otani was going to end up being a Dodger regardless. So I don't think anybody ever thought that he was really going to go be a Blue Jay, honestly. So in terms of Yamamoto, the smoke has always been there when it comes to him going to the Yankees. As PA says, Yamamoto, like, come on, you know what I mean?
Rube.
If we're looking at Yamamoto, he's been desiring the biggest stage. There's no bigger stage in baseball. You can go to LA and everything is all nice and 75 degrees and everything with the earthquakes and all that. But at the, I have to go to the street. But at the same time, there's no place in baseball like Yankee Stadium. And he wants to smoke. So honestly, Yamamoto will end up being a Yankee. And I don't think we'll end up having egg on our face and looking like fools because at the end of the day, where there's smoke, there's usually a fire. And I really think that smoke is legit when it comes to Yamamoto going to the Yankees. Pete's been saying it. Pete's been saying it. His sources have said a couple times as well that like they feel good. When the Yankees are confident, I'm sorry, they have yet to fail when they say that's our guy.
Yeah, when they're all in, they're all in. Yo, Cashman and them were in Japan, son. They traveled all the way to Japan.
Yep.
Not
Yep.
now in the all season when he's available. No, they were in there during the season. They got to see that dude pitch. Yo,
Yep.
Cashman is sold.
Bro,
If
ese
Al sees
tipo,
him all in, he's in.
that dude, after he got off the mound, he looked at Cashman and he went like this.
Yep, that's exactly what he
He
did.
said,
Cashman went like this. He started doing that like that. Bro, they're in. They're in.
so he basically said, "Hey, I'm coming over there. Get ready. Get my money ready."
Mhm.
Facts.
So
And
he's,
you got to think of it like I said, when it comes to
yeah,
merchandise, when it comes to the ticket sales, the Yankees are going to be able to pay for Ohtani's contract on its
facts.
own. It's going to be able to pay for his You guys remember when Matsui was with the Yankees and Tanaka was with the Yankees? The Yankees had a sponsorship with Sapporo, that Japanese beer. They had so many different revenue streams
That's a
that
good
they
beer.
created off of
They miss it.
Matsui and off of Tanaka. And like I said, when you look at Yamamoto's stats, Tanaka doesn't come close to what Yamamoto is doing. When Tanaka was in his prime, I know he was a big-time pitcher over there, was well-known in high school and stuff. But when you look at his stats, they don't even compare. The big thing you got to notice when it comes to Yamamoto, right? And this is why I know a lot of people saying, oh, Japanese pitchers, they aren't that durable. Yamamoto only pitched 170 to 180 innings this season. What you guys got to understand, when Yamamoto first came to the MPB, the Japan League, he came out of the bullpen. He wasn't one of those high school pitchers that were throwing 130 pitches per. So he doesn't have that wear and tear on his arm like Yu Darvish did because of high school, or Tanaka, or any of those other pitchers that came over from Japan like Daisuke Matsuzaka. Yamamoto turned himself into the dominant pitcher that he is because, like I said, he came out of the bullpen first. He wasn't a starter in high school. He got into baseball very late, at a very late age. You can say 15 is real young, but over there in Japan, it's like the Dominican Republic. They start getting ready at 10 years old to make to the major leagues, right? So when it comes to Yamamoto, like I said, he doesn't have the wear and tear on his arm. So I'm comfortable with the Yankees giving him a 10-year, $300 million contract. I'm comfortable with that. And if you want to say, cool, he made 26 starts last year, or he made 25 starts last year. If you want to try to have him on a regular 5-day rotation, but skip him here or there and push it back to a 6-day rotation for him and make him make 28 starts next year, I'm fine with that. I think Yamamoto will translate and he will be durable. Ruben, I know you saw the reports when it comes to his scouting. One of his best pitchers, he wasn't even throwing in Japan. It was his sweeper, because sweepers aren't good against left-handed hitters. In Japan, the majority of them all left-handed hitters. He comes over here to the States, majority of the hitters are right-handers. There's no scouting report on that sweeper. That's why it's going to be a deadly tool for him. Like my guy Pete says, hit that like and hit that sub. Let's get to 2K subs. Absolutely. We are sitting on 1,913 subs, 87 subs away from 2K. If you guys can help us out, help out the boys. Go ahead, Don Sicario.
Yo, and let's give a shout out to my guy, Stat Guy Ryan, for the Yamamoto. That thing has blown up. It's been blowing up everywhere, kids. So like the Yamamoto has become a movement, right? And if you're seeing it now, they've been on the reports on MLB and Sundays, they've been showing it, right? So if the Yankees end up landing Yamamoto, and now that we have Soto, they go with this whole brand new energy into the season. Not only for the fans, but for the players themselves, because now they're like, all right, this team, this brass is actually going to help us out. They're not just picking a bunch of I don't knows into this team, a bunch of journeymen. Like you remember that, right? I don't know. Yeah. They're going to amp themselves up, and I feel like everybody's going to be in there like, all right, this is the year. This is when we're going to go hard. There's a lot of the players have chips on their shoulders. Stanton, right? A lot to prove. Soto has a lot to prove right now. He's in a new team. He's in the big stage. He's in a contract year. Cole just came off a Cy Young year. He's like, all right, we're gonna have Yamamoto. I'm gonna show him what it is, how it is in New York. Everybody in there's got something to prove, and I love it because finally the fans are gonna get something. Now go for it.
My fault, Don Sakura. I just want to highlight something because Peaches put it in the chat, and I could attest to this. For me, first time I heard Yamamoto was from my guy Kev, from Bronx or Nothing, Mario
Yeah, I've
and
heard it
Kev,
too.
and it was during a game season live with him and Pete. So for me, first time I heard Yamamoto was from Kev, but the Yamamoto train, it has been catching fire this entire off season.
Yep.
If the Yankees do not capitalize on that and get Yamamoto t-shirts into the stadium,
that's
Jesus
gonna be
Christ,
fire.
they're dropping
Shout
the
out
ball,
to Kev.
bro.
Shout out to Kev. That's fine.
Shout out to
that
Kev.
thing has been a movement.
Yeah,
that's been a movement. I see a lot of these big podcast people trying to go with it. Listen, I think a lot of the real ones kind of know. So shout out to them for pointing that out because that Yamamoto's blowing up. And the t-shirts are gonna be fire. The
Give
t-shirts are gonna
Kev
be
his
fire.
credit. Give
All right,
Kev
shout out
his
to
credit.
Kev.
Yeah, 100%. Go ahead, Rubes.
And real quick, also, I want to throw out comparison because, like, at the same time, a lot of folks, you know, if they want to worry about these Japanese pitchers coming over and translating, and all the money that's being thrown out. Look, the Yankees usually, when they're going big on a Japanese guy, he's a big name. Like, we're not going just for any Japanese player either. So when we looked at Tanaka, they downplayed him back in the day. There's he might be a number 2, number 3 starter.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that elbow injury that he had, he was already on his way to be lights out for like the next 5-6 years because that's how good he was. And like right before he came to us, when he was 24 years old, he had a 1.27 ERA and 212 innings in 27 starts. So like Tanaka was on a whole other level. And when he came to the Yankees that year, people forget he was going deep into games as a major leaguer. Like he was averaging pretty much almost like he was on the cusp of averaging, like, what was it? Let me get you the exact number. I don't want to misquote Tanaka here. 6.8 innings per start in his first year. The MLB got lucky that this guy had a UCL tear, and that he basically decided, I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to pitch through it my entire career.
You got to give him credit for that. That's tough. He's a because for that one.
Ahead, if we would have gotten it fixed, we would have probably seen an even better Tanaka, to be honest. But going back to that, you go and look at Yamamoto. He had 24 starts last year, and guess how many innings he pitched in those 24 starts?
6.8.
So he averaged 7.1 innings.
Oh my God!
In 24 starts. This guy knows how to go deep into games like a Tanaka, and he only allowed 2 home runs in those 171 innings.
Wow.
So this guy's stuff is legit. So for those wondering, is he worth it, the money? Yes, he is. Like those pitches, like we know how to measure the value, the stuff as they call it, for these pitchers nowadays. This guy is a real deal. Yankees are dead set on him. They said, this is our Japanese Pedro Martinez right here.
Listen, if I'm the Yankees, I'm doing whatever I can when it comes to signing Yamamoto. I'm checking just to check the highlight if there's anything updated. There is none for right now, but we're sitting on 133 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. I know we're about to get ready to get out of here momentarily, but there's one more topic that I want to bring up. It's a curveball. I didn't let the fellas know about this because I just wanted to pull it out my ass and have this conversation, right? But I want to bring this up. The 2024 MLB Baseball Hall of Fame ballot. Shout out to the guys at Empire State of Baseball because they put this together. But this is the Hall of Fame ballot for next year, right? We got some names on the ballot: Jose Batista, Carlos Beltran, Adrian Beltre, Bobby Abreu, Mark Burley, Bartolo Colon, Adrian Gonzalez, Todd Helton, Matt Holliday, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones, Victor Martinez, Joe Mauer, Andy Pettit, Brandon Phillips, Manny Ramirez, Jose Reyes, Alex Rodriguez, Francisco Rodriguez, Jimmy Rollins, Gary Sheffield, James Shield, Chase Utley, Omar Vizquel, Billy Wagner, and David Wright. Jesus Christ. I just want to say, I felt like I just named 2 all-star teams from when I was in high school. This is how you know, fellas, this is how you know we getting old. These are all the players from when we was young and in high school. This is who we used to watch, right? Exactly, Matt Chewy. He says, damn, that list makes me feel old. 100%, my guy. Bro, 100%. But I just want to highlight one thing, right? My guys over at the Pod by the River, make sure you guys go follow them on Twitter. They got an amazing page over there. But he's one of their hosts. He says this: when it comes to the story of baseball, when you sit back and when you're telling the story of the game, you cannot tell the story without Barry Bonds. You cannot tell the story without Mark McGwire. You cannot tell the story without Sammy Sosa, and you cannot tell the story without including Alex Rodriguez. Steroids or no steroids, like my guy Christian from NYYST. On what planet are you lying that David Ortiz deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than Alex Rodriguez? Just tell us that your personal vendetta is with A-Rod. Your ballot would still suck, but at least you had the guts to explain why it sucks. For me, you could take the steroids, you could blame the steroids, whatever, but Alex Rodriguez still puts up numbers. Until this day, there is not one peer-reviewed scientific article or scientific journal that shows the connection when it comes to hand-to-eye coordination and steroids or HGH. So you can hate on the players all you want. Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, those two at least should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll throw it over to you, fellas. I'll start off with you, Don Sicario, and throw it over to you, Ruben, to get your take on this conversation. Folks in the chat, let us know what's your thoughts. Should A-Rod and Barry Bonds be in the Hall of Fame? Go ahead, Rubes.
Shoot, I mean, at this point, to me, Barry Bonds is a lock. Look, I get that he cheated, but he was a Hall of Famer already before the roids. And looking at it, like, I mean, bro, it's so funny you bring this up because I was just talking about Barry Bonds yesterday to my stepdad. So it was funny because I was looking at it and said, "Whoa, freaking what a cheat code! What a cheat code was freaking Barry Bonds! Like this man like became freaking Superman, literally, like from Krypton, like that. There's no comparison. Like what he did was ridiculous. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into it because like his numbers. I mean, I to this day, 2001 or 2004. No one has ever even gotten close to those kind of numbers, and also being walked about 220 times a year. Okay, yeah. 220 times a year.
Say it again for the people in the back, my guy. I don't think the people in the back fucking heard you. Say it again.
Let him cook.
220 walks per year, and the dude had less than 500 at bats. So you were talking about 700 plate appearances, and this guy has less than 500 at bats, where they said, "We don't want to pitch to him. Never mind. Go to take first base." All right, and then in that year they hit 73 home runs. He had 476 at bats, where they actually went and pitched to him, excluding the walks and everything. That's a Hall of Famer. I don't care if it's steroids or not. But anyways. A-Rod should be a Hall of Famer. But when I look at this list, like Sheffield is an automatic Hall of Famer, and then also he's not on this list right here. But I'm passionate to the core about this because I feel like us Puerto Ricans have got screwed over on this. Bernie Williams should be considered for the Hall of Fame of four-time World Series winner, a guy that's won Gold Gloves, a guy that's been the best player in the 90s for the Yankees. The guy that was the hitter for the Yankees that drove in all the runs. All right. This guy was a switch hitter, hitting 300, hitting almost 30 home runs. Like this guy at his best, Bernie should be a Hall of Famer. And also Posada as a catcher, guys. As a catcher. And disclaimer, because ya yo lo escucho, I already hear it. Posada has hit he was basically a 280 hitter, providing you some elite all-star offense from the catching position and also doing it all in his 30s, basically. Because he didn't become a full-time catcher until he was 28, and he played 150 games twice in his career as a catcher. So that's the thing to me with those two guys. They're not getting their just due. They were just off the ballot real quick. That was like completely not uncalled for. And the committee for the players, they need to get together and get those two guys in, and also my third one. They need to get Carlos Delgado inside of the Hall of Fame. They did him dirty. They did him dirty because Carlos Delgado was one of the very best bats in the 2000s. And I know he played in Toronto and everything, but this guy averages 38 doubles, 38 home runs, 120 RBIs with a 280 average and a 929 OPS. Those are the guys that right there, they should be in the Hall of Fame, and they're not right now. I know it's not part of this list, but it's just that you brought it up. And
I was going to bring. I was going to bring up Bernie Williams. To Pete's point, Pete put in the chat. When it comes to Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, they saved baseball in the late 90s. Coming back after the strike, they brought the eyes back to baseball. The owners profited, then threw them under the bus. Bug Silly knew what was going on, and Bug Silly is in the Hall of Fame. If these guys can't get in the Hall of Fame because of steroids, why the hell was Bug Silly or any of those owners for that time in the Hall of Fame? I 100% agree. Thanks. When it comes to Bernie Williams, his postseason stats, he was a 280 hitter, 22 home runs, 80 RBIs, and a total of 223 total bases. This was in his postseason. His postseason was basically somebody's regular season. He played in 121 games.
Yep.
All three, Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, and Jorge Posada, they're in the top 5 for most games played in the postseason. How are Bernie and Jorge not in the Hall of Fame? It's just Yankee hate, honestly. That's how I feel at the end of the day. Don Sicario, I'll throw it over to you bias. Before I give my take. Folks in the chat, what's your thought? Said Pete Rose need to go in before any of them. All-time hit leader. Pete Rose is extra off the field stuff that we can't get into. Not the gambling.
Real quick, Don, before you go. And then I wanted to throw out with Carlos Delgado for his 10-year stretch, right? From 98 to 08, a 285 average, 392 on base, 559 slugging. And his career slugging is 546 with a 383 on base for his career. How is that not Hall of Fame? Like that to me, these writers don't make any sense. It's like, are you going for the stats? Or are you going for the personality? Or are you going for the winning? It needs to be a mixture of everything. But the personality, to me, is the last thing you need to worry about when it comes to some of these Hall of Famers. Because at the end of the day, we're not looking at whatever their beliefs are. We're looking at their performance and how good were they when they were on there. And then also, if they had the ability to get to the postseason more often, then that's the more historical sense where you get the extra nuance on that. But Delgado, bro, 950 OPS for that 10-year stretch. Like, I don't understand how a guy can go that long playing and doesn't have even like a chance at the Hall of Fame with a 900 OPS. That like same thing with Lance Berkman. That's another one. But anyways, that's it. I'm done.
I just want to add anything. Shout out to my guy Nick that's in the chat. Nick said, compare Mattingly to Kirby Puckett. People will argue Kirby has 2 rings, then compare Puckett to Bernie. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Don Mattingly belongs in the Hall of Fame. But I think if Ty Cobbs is in the Hall of Fame, then anybody should be in the Hall of Fame. If you guys even if you want to argue, it was the time where he was or whatever, even for the time, even for the generation he was in and the time frame he was in, people back then would be like, bro, you're doing way too much when it comes to the stuff Ty Cobb used to do. So if Ty Cobb is in the Hall of Fame, any of these guys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Go ahead, Don Sicario. Let's get your thoughts.
I want my guy Alex Rodriguez to be in there. I think he deserves I mean, even besides the steroids, my guy was he was a great baseball player, great athlete. And I think he gets too much hate. I understand all the nonsense that happened behind closed doors and whatnot, but I think he should be one of them. If Poppy got into the Hall of Fame, A-Rod should be there too. If I had to choose from one of these guys on the list, I go with A-Rod.
And he took steroids because he cared. He cared. He wanted to live up to the money. Not like
you didn't care,
bro. Yeah. And I'm saying it's not like Anthony Rendon cares. Like, I'm not answering no questions, okay? And it takes half of the year off for the Angels not to collect $35 million a year. I'm just saying, bro.
No, you're right.
You know,
I feel like A-Rod gets way too much hate, and it's coming the most from some fans that probably didn't even watch him play during his time, like his prime.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, when it comes to Alex Rodriguez, right? A lot of people like to talk about Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan's rookie season being the best rookie season of all time when it comes to the NBA. When you look at Alex Rodriguez rookie season, I'm going to pull up the numbers. I don't think a lot of you people know what A-Rod did as a rookie. As a rookie, Alex Rodriguez had a 358 batting average with 36 home runs, 123 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, and a 415 on base percentage. He had a total 1.045 OPS. And when you look at his doubles, my man had 54 doubles alongside 36 home runs and a 350 plus batting average. That rookie season is the best rookie season of all time, right? And you can argue, right? I know we've had these conversations in the barbershop or with our friends. When it comes to being a shortstop, Derek Jeter, he's a winner. He's more of a winner than Alex Rodriguez. He's more clutch than Alex Rodriguez. But when it comes to just talent and when it comes to just being a shortstop, Alex Rodriguez with power, with his performance, with his defense, a way better shortstop, right? When it comes to winning, Derek Jeter was more of a winner than Alex Rodriguez. I'm going to put that out there. Derek Jeter was Captain Clutch, Mr. November for a reason. Yes. But when you look at his stats and what he did, Alex Rodriguez is going to go down for that time period for about 10 years as a shortstop as the best 10-year stretch for any shortstop.
He even moved to third just to be on the damn team. Like,
you could make the argument
to go to Boston. He wanted to go to Boston, right? Because he wanted to be in that Yankees-Boston rivalry. He was willing to forfeit 50 to 75 million from his contract, but the union said no because, you know, owners are going to try to take advantage, which was a smart move because it protected the collective instead of the individual.
Thank you, Bubbles, for tearing your ACL. I really appreciate that move.
Yes, thank you, Boone, for tearing your ACL. Because if you wasn't trying to play basketball like your name was Pistol Pete Maravich, we would have never got A-Rod. A-Rod definitely, and I get it. A-Rod tried to sue the Yankees. No, he definitely did, and that's why Don Sicario, he brought that up. And I think when it comes to DJ Stills is a clown. You see his profile picture? You see his profile? His profile picture is Pete. Yo, Stills is a clown, bro. Shout out to my guy Stills. He said, "What's up, fools? We about to welcome Soto to the Bronx, like welcome to the 7th 1-8." Yo, that's my guy right there.
7-1-8.
No. A-Rod did try to sue the Yankees. We're talking about getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
We're talking about
A-Rod getting recognized by the Yankees.
See, that's what I mean.
That's not going to happen no time soon. I think the Yankees, because of that situation, will force A-Rod to wait till he's about 70 or 80 years old, where he really can't enjoy it before they have any type of A-Rod day at the stadium.
We're talking about the athlete, though, not the
talking about
the person or no.
The Hall of Fame and his stats, what he did on the field. But he said not only did he sue the Yankees, he sued Major League Baseball as well. No, 100%. We're not saying nothing. Yeah, we're not saying
we're not talking about the we literally just said it. Like we're talking about the
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. We're talking about
Hall of Fame performance
on the field. Yeah, point blank period. But before we get out of here, I just want to shout out real quick. We are sitting on 1,921 subscribers. Folks, we are, I don't even know how to do the math. We are 79 subs away from 2,000. We're trying to get to 2,000 before the year is over. Ruben, I'm going to throw it over to you, Ruben, to get your thoughts because I know you was about to say something, my guy.
Yeah. When it comes to A-Rod, right? Not only as a shortstop, he had 250 homer seasons, right? He also had 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 4. No, he had 3. If you include the 50 homer seasons, that's 5. 40 homer seasons as a shortstop. And then as a third baseman, he goes and says, okay, and I'm going to have another 40 homer season, and I'm going to have a 50 homer season as a third baseman. And then in that 12-year stretch from 1996 to 2008, well, actually, that's a 13-year stretch because, you know, you count each year. So that's 308 batting average, 392 on base percentage, 584 slugging, 976 OPS, and per 162 on a full season, 35 doubles, 45 home runs, 130 RBIs. Come on, guys.
Like, hold on. My guy My guy Doodle says Al Davis sued the NFL. Should he
Yeah.
not be a Hall of Famer? 100%.
Yeah.
And Swifty, I'm not sure if you caught the conversation late, but we was highlighting the 2024 Hall of Fame and talking about the different folks that are on the Hall of Fame. And like I said, if Ty Cobb is in the Hall of Fame and all the fuckery that Ty Cobb did back in the days, like I said, even for people in the 40s and 50s used to tell Ty Cobb, yo, my guy, you wilding for that extra
You're an
stuff.
animal. You're an
You out
animal.
of pocket. But no, listen, when it comes to Pete Rose, the Pete Rose situation is different because it's not only the gambling. It's the other stuff that I don't want to get into because it's court documented and court records. It's the same reason why the WWE, they don't want to acknowledge China, because if they have 12 to 13-year-old kids go on Google and look up China, all those extra videos are going to pop up of China that the WWE don't want to be associated with. And it's the same thing when it comes to Pete Rose. If you got 10 to 12-year-olds Googling Pete Rose, all those court documents will pop up, and Major League Baseball is trying to stay far away from it. And that's what I'm saying. If Curt Schilling should be in the Hall of Fame because of his postseason stuff, Bernie Williams should be in the Hall of Fame because of his postseason stuff.
Facts.
Point blank period. Because when it comes to Curt Schilling, he barely got 200 wins. Barely got 200 wins. And majority of his wins was when he was a number 2 pitcher behind Randy Johnson. It's easy to get 20 wins when you're the second ace behind Randy Johnson, going up against normal teams 2 and 3s instead of their aces all the goddamn time.
But his prime was sick. Schmidt,
if he was healthy, if Curt Schilling was healthy, bro, if he didn't have those lower body injuries, his ankle injury, Curt Schilling, if he was able to stay durable, he would have been a big time Hall of Famer automatically. But because of those injuries, same thing with Don Mattingly, same thing with a bunch of people who aren't in.
Like if you look at the stretch he went from 90. Sorry, I love these freaking numbers. My bad, dude.
Let him cook.
When you look at the stretch that he had from 97 to 04 for Curt Schilling, that dude, not only he has 3 300 strikeout seasons, 3, and then he had also a season where he had 268 and 2/3 innings pitched in one season. So, like, to me, like with Curt Schilling, not only is a postseason pitcher, but just like his seasons, he has at least 10 that you could say, you know what, he had 10 out of his 20 years that were so peak. That's a Hall of Famer. And that's the same way, like you said about Bernie. Bernie, his peak was Hall of Fame.
And when it comes to
Curt,
what hurts Curt Schilling is the fact that Randy Johnson won how many Cy Young awards in a row? Curt Schilling doesn't have not one Cy Young. A lot of people bring it up Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez, he got 3 Cy Youngs on his shelf. So you're able to use that in an argument of why he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
the reason why Curt Schilling,
yeah,
the reason why Curt Schilling is not in the Hall of Fame is A, because he may be an asshole, and 2, he don't got no Cy Young. So there's hardly an argument that you can make for Curt Schilling. If you want to bring up his postseason numbers, cool. Curt Schilling should be in because of his postseason. I'm with you on that. But if Curt Schilling is in because of his postseason numbers, then why the hell Bernie Williams is not in because of his postseason numbers? Like I brought up, Bernie Williams played over 100 games in the postseason, a 280 hitter, 22 home runs, 80 RBIs, a total of over 220 total bases. That right there screams Hall of Fame, if anything else doesn't scream Hall of Fame. But fellas, we about to get ready to wrap things up. I appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate all of you fellas in the chat today. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Dudo was in the building. Swifter, even though if you ain't agree with us when it comes to A-Rod, we still appreciate you being in the chat. Welcome to the conversation. For all of you new subscribers, we do have an open panel every Thursday morning at 11:30. Well, at 11 a.m. we're live, but we have our open panel where I put the link in the chat, and anybody in the chat who's watching or subscribe can jump into the conversation, jump on StreamYard, jump in one of these boxes to give their take about the Yankees as well. We got Nick's Morning Brew in the morning at 11 a.m. with our co-host Jerry Ferrara, my guy from Entourage and Power. So you guys want to tune into that. On top of it, I got my brother Jiggerman Porto and Phil Porto. But Don Sicario, NYY News Ruben, guys, make sure you guys go follow them. They are on the NYY News channel with our friend Felix. Make sure you guys go follow their social media. They put great work out there when it comes to the Yankee community. You guys covered the Juan Soto shit. That shit was beautiful. We went live. You went live. Pete was live. I think every Yankee content creator was live at that time. People was pulling double duty on their laptop, on their phone, or their PlayStation 5 or PS4. But I'm throwing over to you, Don Sicario. Last words for the chat. Ruben, last words for the chat as well. Swift says, no, this is cool. I'll follow you on Twitter, but just found your YouTube. Appreciate you, Swift. Like I said, the open panel is every Thursday morning, 11 a.m. If you want to jump on the open panel to have a conversation, you're more than welcome to. Matt Chewy, if you want to jump on the open panel, you're welcome to as well. Don Sicario, last words, and then throw it over to Rubes.
Listen, Yankee fans, be happy. I know we fight a lot, but just this is going to be a different year. Hopefully, we finally get what we've been crying about. So be happy. We got Soto. We got some different moves. It feels like a new organization is going into the offseason. And hopefully we do land Yamamoto. If we get him, fans, let's finally go into the season with a positive vibe. We always go in just like something's wrong, something's missing. So hopefully this is the season that we finally get to get that 28. So let's ride, son. Let's ride.
Yes, sir. David Elias with the $2 super chat. I love you guys. Yamamoto come true. I'm sure of it. David Elias, I am right there with you. Ruben, last words for the people in the chat. And if you guys haven't hit that like button, hit the like button for your boys. Go ahead, Rubes.
Yamamoto. And follow us. And follow us on X or Twitter. You got Don Sicario at Don Sicario1, and you got mine is at Cruz Yankee Fan, and Felix at NYY News, and
La maestra.
He's been live recently too. If you haven't been
I saw that. My man stepping out his comfort zone, going live. Shout out to Felix, my man. Shout out to Felix.
So we like having Felix on. It's nice to have him on more often now like that, and we'll be going live more often as we keep getting ourselves a little bit more settled in for the lives and everything. So, but as you know, he's the OG.
I think
Felix
that's
is
the
OG.
first live for a minute for NYY News, right? For the Juan Soto that we did.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
It had been a minute.
DJ, my guy DJ still says, Ruben, I need an Uber for LI. Take him from Ohio all the way to Japan for me, please. DJ Stills, I'm there with you, my guy.
Like,
but before you continue,
I can't Uber that far. I can't Uber that far. I can't Uber that far.
He's a menace. Stills is a menace.
Look, I may have given Benintendi an Uber, but I don't know if I can give LI an Uber.
Man, but I want to say I appreciate you two fellas. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Like I always say at the beginning and end of a show, make sure you guys go and support all the different Yankee content creators that are out there. Make sure you guys subscribe to NYY Underground. My guy Derek from NYY Recap. My guy Jason from 161 River Ave. My guy Joseph Caputo from The Shift. Of course, Uncle Grandpa Tats at the Pinstripe Chronicles. There are a bunch of dope Yankee content creators that are out there. Nice. Make sure you guys subscribe and support everyone. Support these guys on NYY News. I appreciate all of you guys. Peace, salutation, drink your goddamn water, and like always, doses.